Good morning, Brian here, Fitzpatrick's Garage, Dublin Road, Kildare. I want to show you this car here, Honda Civic. This is a 9-speed diesel and it's also the sedan version of the car. It's a Smart Plus specification, and in this video we're going to have a look around the features on the outside and the inside of the car, and we're going to go for a drive in the car as well. I really love the Honda Civic, I really love the 1.5 turbo petrol, and in the diesel I really love the 9-speed version. It's a completely different car to drive than the manual 6-speed version. Same on the road in terms of suspension and all that kind of stuff, but it's how it behaves in terms of engine response. What I mean is basically the 1.6 is 120 horsepower with 300 newton meters of torque, so it's a good torquey engine, but the method by which the power is delivered is very different in the two cars. You'll see what I mean when we go for a drive in the car. First, second, third, fourth, they're so close together, it really gets from 0 up to even about 70 kilometers an hour quicker than its manual counterpart can. Really, I actually think the 6-speed has the sweetest gearbox, the actual manual version, but it's auto. I just prefer to drive. If you've not experienced the automatic, come and try it because it is such a nice car to drive. And to be fair, that's actually from a driving pleasure point of view. I'm talking about enjoying the car when you drive it. But remember, it's going to be really convenient as well because it's automatic. And because it is a 9-speed gearbox, on long runs this is more fuel efficient than its 6-speed counterpart, so that is definitely worth considering also. So do you know what, rather than me rabbiting on, let's actually show you how it drives in terms of acceleration. Acceleration wise, let's see what it's like during the motorway. First gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear, 100 kilometers an hour into 5th gear, and 6th gear we're up into 120. And on a back road, these Civics, they're really wide and they have independent rear suspension unlike the previous model before, so they're really sure-footed on the road. So it makes driving on a back road a lot of fun and enjoyment. And the automatic gearbox will do its own thing, or if you really want to engage, you got the paddles as well. So because first, second and third are so close together, that's why you get that really rapid acceleration. But the other cool thing is because you have 9 gears, it's a seriously economical car. This car over its life so far seems to be averaging about 5.3 litres per 100 kilometers. You can definitely do better if you try. Most people with cars like this, they won't try. If you actually try, you're down into the high 4s, but that's somewhere in the region of 60 miles per gallon. This is a big car, remember. It's just a nice car to drive, and it's a family car, and it's still a car that's actually enjoyable to drive. The headlamps on the car then have those nice daytime running lights down low. And one other thing I always loved in these cars, they have the side marker, so when you're driving behind one of these at night time, you can actually see that little side marker. It's a small thing, I just think it looks really cool, and I always liked it on Volvos years ago. Headlights are going to be automated, so they'll dip when they meet traffic. You'll see that in a second when we talk about the Honda Sensing Kit. And the fog lights are standard down low. And the wheels are a nice diamond cut finish in silver. And because this is a Smart Plus model, there is parking sensors standard on the front of the car as well. The saloon model has a chrome grille, which really complements those silver wheels, and also there's chrome around the windows. There's also chrome door handles on this saloon model as well. And round onto the rear then, those taillights. I mean, the Civic hatchback had the coolest taillights already at night time, but the saloon ones are even more distinctive because they're actually bigger and more aggressive. It is such a really distinctive rear end of a car to travel behind at night time. Parking sensors are going to be standard on the rear of the car to match the front, and there's also going to be a camera which we'll see in a little while. The key's also got some fairly neat functionality, which means you can control the headlights, and you can also drop the windows using the key, or you can similarly retract the windows as well as retract the wing mirrors using just the key. And the key also allows you to pop the boot. The boot is quite large in these Civics as well. It's actually larger than its hatchback counterpart. And what's also kind of unusual I found on these, and I didn't think it was possible, but now I can see it is possible. If you pull this here, you can actually then drop the rear seat, and that's pretty unusual in a saloon car. In the rear of the car then, it has these nice big 3 head restraints which are quite comfortable. 3 safety belts, Isofix on one side, Isofix on the other side. And actually we have one of these cars at home. They are one of the easiest cars I've used to get Isofix seats in and out of. I don't know why. Whatever it's constructed, it just seems to work perfect. In terms of the rear of the car, in terms of size, so good headroom, and then I've got good leg room as well, even when the seat is jammed all the way back, as I would in a 6-foot kind of setup how I sit in the car. And the other thing I find, these, they're a lot brighter than the hatchback because the rear windows are not tinted on this particular saloon model. So one of the other things with Civics in general is safety. There's so much safety, like you've driver's airbag, passenger airbag, side airbag, curtain airbag, steel bars for side impact protection, but there's lots more going on these. They have a lot of passive safety under the Honda Sensing system. This little panel on the steering wheel here plays a massive role in safety on this particular car. Let's face it, roads are really busy these days and people are really busy too. So people are really tired with so much traffic, there's bound to be incidents. Well, this kind of car, it's going to help you stay safe. Starting off, the headlights have high beam support and they're fully automated, and so are the wipers. When you're driving through a country area, then the headlights will be on full. Once you come into something like a lit up area, the lights dim, but once you get back into an unlit area, then they go back into full. Once you meet oncoming traffic, they'll automatically dip. So this car has come over the hill, the headlights have dipped. Once the cars pass by us, the lights go into full automatic mode and headlights come on again. This kind of stuff means that you have less to do, which means you have more ability to concentrate on what's in front of you. The wipers are also the same. Wipers then will sense the rain depending how heavy it is, so it'll work on various intermittencies, just depending how much water is falling. It's also going to be equipped with a speed sign recognition. It's got a little camera up front and it's always watching the road ahead. In this case then, as we're about to leave the town, we move from a 50 into a 60 zone, which the car has recognised, and actually it's a very short 60 zone, and then we move into an 80 zone. And while that's really cool by itself, it's got a really cool function in the fact that you can link it to the speed limiter. The speed limiter has two ways of working. I've got a limit which limits my speed, so I've limited to 90. I'm flooring the car, it won't go past 90. Or I can limit to the speed zone. We know it's 100 because it says 100 over here. The car's going to accelerate up to 100. And now it's telling us that we're exceeding the speed limit. We're going to slow down to 100. I'm going to floor it again. And it keeps telling us that we're exceeding. I'll tell you now that it's going to save you a speeding fine one of the days, but there's other things on this car that are going to try and keep you on the road as well. The lane change warning, so we have the assist up here, but the warning is down here. And it just means if I drift into the white line, you can see the vibrating steering, and it's pushed us back, but it's not actually trying to keep us. What it's doing is just going to keep ping-ponging from left to right. Not as comfortable, but useful just for a warning. If I'd used my indicator, there would have been no problem. This one here, which we'll have a look at, is the lane keep assist. With lane keep assist, I'll hit this button here. I've got a symbol up through here. As you can see, we're going to go around the corner. I know I shouldn't do it, but technically the car is going to keep us between the two lines for about 10 seconds or so, and eventually then you'll see a warning coming in here which is telling us that we need to get our hands back on the wheel. But I am covering the wheel just to be safe. The car is still guiding us up to the centre, and now it's told us, you know, put your hands back on the wheel. So basically, it's going to stop you exceeding the speed limit, and it's also going to keep you on the road, but it's also going to keep you away from the cars that are ahead of you. First thing we do is we set the cruise control. So turn it on, set it. At the moment then there is no car actually in front of us. So the reason that the silhouette is completely empty is that there's no car in front of us. We're just set like normal cruise control. So we're going to stay at 77 kilometers per hour. Once wherever traffic comes in front of us, you'll see the symbol has lit up to say that there is now a car identified by the camera. And we can basically now choose how far do we want to stay behind the car in front, so various distances, and the car will respect that. If the car in front slows down, we slow down. If the car ahead speeds up, we speed up until we get to that maximum of 90 kilometers an hour that we've set ourselves. So as you can see, the Honda Sensing kit, which is based on that part of the steering wheel, is trying to keep you safe on the roads, which, let's face it, are extremely busy and dangerous these days. From point of view then, this is exactly what you see when you're in front of you. So you have these nice big digital clocks, and down through here then we have information for average speed, fuel efficiency, how much fuel is left in the car, speed signs, and Bluetooth and audio information also. Off to the right then, you got other controls we talked about with the Honda Sensing and the parking sensors, and over to the left then we have this big screen with reverse camera and also the Honda Connect communication system. The Honda Connect unit then, as we saw, has the reversing camera in through here then as well. It's basically things like audio, general settings, mobile phone setup, trip information, navigation, which is Garmin. But these days you're going to have either Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Garmin navigation is there. In fairness, Google Maps really has taken over from that. So Google, where is the closest garage?
Getting directions to Fitzpatrick.
So for most people, while the Garmin we were saying is they're really going to use Google Maps because it's so convenient these days. Climate is in through here, which is all touch and swipe, with dual zone climate control and front and rear windscreen demisters. Travelling on underneath that then, we have USB connectors down through here as we talked about, and then after that park, reverse, neutral, drive and sport in through the gearbox. Parking brake in through here, economy functions and auto stop start in through there, drinks holders in through here, and another USB outlet in through there, and some dust that we never hoovered up yet. So there you have it, that is our 9-speed Speed Auto 191 Civic. This car is great value. We have this advertised at a real aggressive price with a good deal in the moment. Any information you want, call, text, WhatsApp, whatever suits. 086 843 1945. Brian is my name. Finance, trade-in, scrappage, just the car itself, let me know. And if you're watching on YouTube and you think the video is useful, please do like and subscribe because it lets me know that the video is useful. Thanks for taking time to watch.